I am from a country far away and a small street just around the corner. I descend from a long line of sunsets falling over mountain tops. I am the child of hectic shopping streets and early morning prayer greeting the sun. I'm from a city where the night rests in my blood on early Saturday mornings. I'm from a country where I no longer belong. I'm from a city where I'm constantly asked, so where are you from? The short answer is right here. I am from right here. And the long answer is Palestine, Damascus, Copenhagen, actually the whole world, which is a small world of my own creation. I am from the shadows in my mind, filling page after page with poetry. I'll let you read them between the lines in my palms if you let me in. Some days I find myself chasing inspiration in the bottom of my empty glass, and I talk too fast about too many things when no one is around, and sometimes even my pen lets me down. I am from a country far away and a small street just around the corner. The same place where I fell in love with a boy at a beautiful sunny park and wondered if he would ever call me back. I wrote poems on tree leaves, waiting for them to fall into your arms. But days turned to silence. Silence made more poetry, so I took a step back to nurse my bruised heart into beating just for me. I found missing pieces to my language all around the world, like the passionate outbursts of the Middle East. My heart is forever from a country of dramatic sayings like "Yil'an as-sa'al shuftak fiya." I curse the hour I laid eyes on you for the first time. It's just not the same in English. My anger is Arabic. Even the declaration of love is dramatic. My favorite thing to say is "Habibi tu'burni." Oh my love, bury me, which roughly translated means that you are so in love that you are willing to be buried alive for it. And that is romantic. But apparently not in a love letter written by a 13-year-old girl. I translated my love into English and I waited for you to hold my hand. So I waited and I waited, but I only got terrified looks back in the schoolyard. Oh my love, bury me should probably just have been translated to, hey, I think you're kind of cute. And sometimes, during certain late night hours, my shadows calm down. All the languages inside of me coexist in peace. My heartbeat refuses to pick a side, so I exhale and I let go of the notion that who I am needs to be justified. I close my eyes and I listen to my grandmother's voice telling tales of back home. A home I've never seen, smelled, or touched, but when my eyes are closed, I see olive fields, I smell fragrant spices, and I taste a hint of simpler times. In my mind, I've built a country that no longer exists. I travel across time to get there. A trip down memory lane of fragments of time that don't belong to me. Snips of conversations and anecdotes that I know so well, they feel like my own story. I hear the early call for morning prayer reminding the faithful to rise with the sun. I see timeless smiles and hopeful eyes, and I see my grandmother as a young woman who looks like me. So I look under my skin and I see veins connect, trace the lines with my fingertips, a map unfinished, a story untold, voices in my head, my words on my empty pages, trying to write my way through the missing pieces. So I close my eyes and I listen to my grandmother's voice telling tales of back home. A home I can read about in the history books, so much history slowly being erased like flakes of dust on broken picture frames. But like all great tales, this one has love. My grandmother taught me about love. When I asked her why she never remarried, she would always say that only fools search for new love after tasting true love, and that getting into heaven to discover two husbands would complicate the afterlife of any woman. I see the blush of youth on my grandmother's cheeks. I hear how love echoes across decades of separation, and I feel the truth in her eyes. Old love is nothing like new love. Old love meant forever and kept that promise. So I look under my skin and I see veins connect, trace the lines with my fingertips, a map unfinished, a story untold, voices in my head, my words and my empty pages trying to write my way through the missing pieces. So I close my eyes and I listen She taught me poetry, words that connect to your head but stay forever in your heart, and hours would pass while she would recite paragraphs of love and loss, paragraphs that her eyes had read decades ago, yet poetry is timeless. You see, words are the way to a woman's heart, but poetry lets you into her soul. And now years have passed and all the stories have been told, yet I close my eyes and this moment stops. And I still hear her voice telling me tales of back home. If you are waiting for a sign, here it is. Consider my voice big, bold letters of flashing neon colors spelling the word sign just for you. I know I'm not alone when I say that a lot of days I wake up and I think today is a new day, a new chance to work on myself and improve. But then I hit the snooze button on my alarm clock. Honestly, I can't be bothered to move. I guess today was not the right day for a new beginning after all. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is better. Yes, tomorrow I will wake up early and I will nourish my body and mind with healthy things and be open to whatever the day brings. In vain, I've been waiting for that right moment. And I imagine that right moment feeling like a surge of power pulsating through my veins, an unstoppable force taking hold of my body and washing my mouth clean of excuses. I get it now. That moment is a fairy tale sold to us by Hollywood movies. The reality is, we have been too hard on ourselves, measuring our self-worth against picture-perfect Instagram feeds and letting the lens of a camera decide if we are good enough. Because nobody wants to talk about the days that hurt. Nobody wants to hashtag their own pain. A new beginning does not mean perfection or drastic change. It could be as simple as an act of self-love, allowing a kinder reflection in the mirror. I wish for a new beginning to be a place where the color of my skin is curiosity, not a liability. Or saying, hey, I am a Muslim woman is not answered with a frown and a question mark. My family did not go through generations of exile and hardship for me to still defend my right to be here. It's the year 2021, and kindness should be our priority by understanding the importance of diversity and why it deserves celebration. As a little girl growing up, I never saw people who looked like me on my TV or names like mine on the covers of books, so I grew up not knowing that my voice matters. I encourage us to celebrate every day so other voices don't get lost along the way. So no one has to question whether their art is valid or their name too exotic to be said out loud. Everyone deserves the chance to create something that makes them proud. So if you are still waiting for a sign, you are it. You are your own sign. So light it up and make it count for something.